Previously on the Red Flags podcast, two boys watched Drive to Survive and started a podcast. They went viral for being stupid. Tonight, Luca, he moves faster than an F1 car. Bish, star of Love Island, joins the boys. What will happen when he meets the Vanka Nation? What's up, Vankas?
Yeah, we got.
What's up?
Oh, I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing right now.
I'm absolutely buzzing.
Luca, we pulled Luca for a chat.
We're pulling him for
Here
a
we
fucking
go.
chat. Okay, the thing, Luca Bish, star of season 8 of Love Island, is fucking on the pod. Luca, I gotta say, Love Island for me was like during the pandemic. It was like Love Island became like the outlet for me and my girlfriend, and we like made our way through the whole thing. We felt like, because Love Island has the pandemic vibes. It's like you're in this fucking island. Like, what's life gonna be like on the outside? All this shit. It just like kept us. We felt like we were not losing our fucking minds to the point where
you definitely were.
We were. Oh no, definitely were, to the point where we once got we bought new sponges for the house, and I remember we'd be like, 2 new islanders into the villa about the sponges. I mean, it was like we were going insane, but it really like saved like a bit of mental health that we even had left. And then at the same time, Drive to Survive also was a pandemic find for both Matt and I.
Yeah.
So to have you on the pod, I was watching season 8, and then you said at one point, you went, he was faster than an F1 car. And I was like, oh my God, he's into F1. And I was like, I was like, wouldn't it be sick if we got him on the pod? And here you are. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
No problem. Pleasure's mine.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
I know you had a eventful holiday.
An eventful. Oh yeah, bit of chaos. I don't know where to get. I was you come out of Love Island, stuff happens. You're in the public eye now. You know what? I haven't seen my family much. I've been up, down, everywhere. Let's head out to Switzerland. Like, with the money I earn, spend it on the people you love. Enjoy it. Went for a few days to Switzerland, up the mountains, bit down shopping. I think it was on the last evening or last couple of evenings. The phone starts going. I'm like, oh no, what's this? Because it's like a number we get called from the alarm people, and they're like, the alarm's going off. I'm like, right, well, we're not there, so you're gonna have to send people. So they send them. There's people there. 3 minutes of my house getting broken into. The police aren't telling you what's gone, what's happened. They can't exactly touch anything as well. And come back and there's glass all on the floor, like drawers open. It was carnage within 3 minutes.
Jesus.
And it's not a 1-bedroom flat. They've done all right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, damn. I'm so sorry.
No.
Yeah, because I just wanted to check in, see how you were doing, because I saw you took a break from social media, and I just wanted to, because I know a lot of people are wondering about how you're feeling, and I didn't want to just be like, so F1,
You know what? You come out that villa, and before it, I must have posted a picture once or twice a year.
Right,
so I'm not really used to this world.
Yeah.
As much as I enjoy it, the people I meet, the networking that's happening, I love it. The one thing that I can't come to grasp with, or that I'm used to, is social media. I can talk for England, but when it comes to social media, I struggle. And when you're having a down day and you got people, oh, why haven't you posted, or things, it's like, I'm not fake. Not saying other people are faking it, but I want my Instagram to be like a true reflection of like what I am and what I do and how I'm feeling.
Right. I know that Matt and I, like, before doing this podcast, honestly, like, we're not very online much at all. And then within promoting for the episodes and making clips and that kind of thing, then all of a sudden it was like, oh, I actually have a reason to post, because otherwise it just felt kind of like I'm just posting for my own ego. I'm posting for like,
I know. And like how many people just want to see my face like in a different location?
Right.
Lots of people.
And you're like, and then they know I'm in a different. You're like, and then they know I'm in a different location. They fucking break into my house.
Yeah, then I get robbed.
You should go to Paris, and then like instead of doing like what people do where they Photoshop the Eiffel Tower, you should Photoshop your house in the background, so people just always think you're home.
Yeah.
From now on,
you're just home constantly with a fucking with some weapons.
So we got these
yeah.
hints that you're in F1, but like what's your like what level are you? Are you like completely demented?
I love F1. Obviously, I didn't get to see a lot of it this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm not that gutted about because like I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. So
right.
So probably done me a favor going in the Highland, but no, I enjoy it. I definitely enjoy it.
And how did you get in? Because we only know how Americans get it. How did Formula One reach you in England?
I think just like I'd wake up and my dad would be watching the highlights from yesterday and things like that, and then I met someone that was a few years back who was proper into it, a good mate of mine, and I used to be around his house and we'd watch it, and I've watched tennis, not really, or in cricket, other sports to football, well, soccer for you guys, and there was never that thrill. With Formula One, I think you get it all. There's like the ups, downs, excitement. There's that, and drivers going at each other. Like I love it.
Mm.
Have you watched Drive to Survive?
I think season 1.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It is good. It's addictive, isn't it?
It's to me, it's the same as Love Island. Like to me, especially with the Drive to Survive element, it's like F1 and Love Island is the same. Okay, everybody's hot. Everybody has a teammate, and you're coupled up. Everyone's got to work together, but they often don't. They're often fighting. And it just, to me, I just see a clear connection, and you're just, and there's a lot of politicking, a lot of game playing. And I just, to me, they seem, you're like a race car driver to me.
I wish I got paid like
one. So you said you're a Lewis Hamilton fan.
Yeah.
Any other fave? Any other people that you gravitate towards? People that you like?
I don't think you can't not like Daniel Ricciardo.
Of course.
You can't, can you?
This is spoken like a guy who was stuck on an island for a year, because
it's been a bad year for Daniel
It's been a bad year for him.
What I missed?
He completely got murdered by Lando Norris.
He got whooped by Lando, and then
I know that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, as a guy, as a character,
right?
Oh yes. But he was kind of But he was kind of like doing it as what?
Who?
Not like Lando, I don't think either. Well, in England, it's hard not to as well, especially in the upcoming English driver, him and George Russell.
Now, where do you, as someone who, it's so funny watching you like big up your Italianness, and then like Davide comes in and you're like, and then he's being all fiery, and then you're like, wait, I'm only half Italian. So you kind of like, depending on the situation, will dictate how
Italian till he walked through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So how Italian do you feel? How Italian do you feel when Ferrari comes up?
You know what? Since I was a kid, your grandparents in Italy are called nonna and nonna. I was always given Ferrari little man bags, Ferrari hats. I honestly don't think there's a country that is as mad as Italy for one team as they are for Ferrari. It's crazy.
But someone with Italian heritage, you don't buy into. You seem to just, your loyalty seems to be to England.
No. I buy more into the drivers instead of the team.
I see.
Right.
I see.
Listen, I want Ferrari to do well, of course. Like when I watch Italy and England, I'm like, if whoever wins, I don't care. But with Ferrari, I'd love to see them back on top again.
Okay. Right. Well, they got rid of Binotto, so we'll see. We'll see how Fred.
We met Fred Vasseur, and then I've also randomly met Charles Leclerc. And while we don't love Ferrari, but I'm like, I like Charles and I like Fred, and everyone says that secretly everyone's a Ferrari fan, but that'll be put to the test. We'll see if they can pull one out next year.
I think
Now-
if they start doing well, you'll see everyone popping out the woodwork.
Now,
Right.
you hung out at what was the Red Bull event you were photographed at?
It was there. I should know this. I think
was
it
like
was
a-
celebrating winning their world championship, and it was
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
where their factory is and stuff like that. Yeah, it was a really good event.
And you met Checo.
Yeah, Checo, what a guy! Beat him at golf as well.
You beat him at
Oh,
golf.
Yeah,
Okay.
We
Brian's
dropped that one in there.
You beat Checo at golf. Okay. What's your handicap?
18 at the minute.
Okay.
So not that good. He was around the similar level, and it was just a little bit of putting by the cars, and yeah, I managed to beat him.
How
Just
did,
by
he,
one,
how
though.
did he take it?
Oh, we had to carry on playing for a bit, and then we had to go.
He was like, no. We're running this back.
Yeah,
Run this back. Gotcha.
Well, it
Gotcha.
he should feel good that he lost to another athlete, because you are an athlete to me. I mean,
we're competitive. We're competitive people.
Right.
If I lost, I did bet him. I said, you can have my car if you win, and I'll have your helmet. But I didn't walk away with a helmet. So
he didn't. You beat him, and he didn't give you the.
And you put your car down?
No, it wasn't like it was a cheeky bet. And
Yeah.
I was actually being serious.
Right.
I was like, no. I fancy myself here, and I want your helmet. And he was like,
he didn't give you his helmet.
I know, I'm gutted.
Wait, he was like, what did he's like, oh, I gotta go, I'll get you next time, or what was the vibe?
Do you know what I actually got? A mini helmet instead. The little
right.
scale one.
That's insulting.
That is bullshit. Okay, I have a question about who do you think is like more intense? Like who gives off a like more intense vibe? Max Verstappen or Ekin-Su?
Who would I trust more?
And take it however.
Sure. However you want to take it.
Ekin all day.
Yeah, she's a real one.
Yeah.
Even though her own boyfriend called her a liar and an actress.
and go the fuck out. Yeah. Yeah. No. Listen, Ekin. On that show, I think you see the best and worst of everyone.
Right.
And she's a really good. She's like a sister to me on the outside.
Oh wow!
I was just with her on the weekend. They're like really, really, really like down to earth. Yeah.
Right. When you were on the, because she popped off in like a way that was kind of like Rushmores of on Mount Rushmore of Love Island kind of vibes. When you were there like witnessing it, were you like, oh that's messy over there, like okay, like I'm that's one of the goats here.
I think I just looked at it and I was like, if Ekin was doing something, I think she tried to. One of the series, she tried to prank Andrew by getting angry at him, and everyone was like thinking she was serious. And I thought, even if she is serious, I'm done with it. It's like I'm so past all the drama now. But like, if I saw her kicking off at Davide again, I was going, here we go again. Like it was like we come immune to it. I think in the end.
Right.
Interesting.
But on the outside, they're nothing. Then it's crazy because what it does to you in that video. Because on the outside, they're like the most loved up people you'll see.
Mm.
Like I was around there, she's cooking dinner for him. Like they're both like mucking in with each other, talking about career, what each other's doing, and things like that. And like become a proper team because of it.
Mm.
So is there something with her that like when the camera's on, a switch just sort of flips?
I don't know. I think like. There's also other people in your ear, if you know what I mean. So, but like, she done very well on Love Island. Like she's like, the evidence is there.
Right. So it's almost like you're a driver and you kind of have someone in your headset. It feels like.
Yeah, like Bono.
Yeah.
Like.
So let's talk about Bono for a second. When you're a driver, because that's how, and you're constantly on the limit between you don't want to be too closed off, right? But you don't want to push it too hard and end up in the wall and look a mug. So how does your Bono or your producer guide you? Do you have to form a level of trust with them? It's like, do they have my best interest in mind? Or are they just trying to make good TV?
You don't just get one Bono. You get like there's a few Bonos, but like what I'd say is you're in a car, you're comfortable, sitting in whatever place, and you think, oh, I just want to get past that Ferrari. I want that. I want to be in that car, so I need to beat it.
Right.
And then I'm going, right, I'm going to head for that Ferrari now. And it's like, I'll just hold off a bit longer. Like, it's probably not the best idea for now. And it's like, okay. And then I come into a DRS zone and I think, right, I'm going to do it. And then the DRS doesn't work because you're called to a beach hut or something like that to stop you. Or it's like, oh, pit stop for us. Do you know what I mean? Right. And then you're at the back, and then you're at the back of the queue again.
Yeah.
So there was like some, because I heard you on another podcast, there was a bit of the team orders to get to Gemma.
Right.
Where they pitted you for a long time. You had a slow pitch.
And you're like, no, I have the pace. The pace is there. And they're like, no. It's like we gotta. The tires aren't actually in the right window.
I can overtake Davide. I can overtake Liam.
I can overtake Davide. I can
definitely overtake Liam. Holy shit, can you overtake that guy? But
I wouldn't even say I was like in a car at that point. I think I was just third driver sat in the garage. Yeah. Like, I'm faster than all of them. Just let me get a car. Like.
I mean,
well, it's like
you had the pace. I mean, that was like, because like I didn't even know what Love. I mean, my girlfriend's from London, and she was just telling me about Love Island. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not a reality guy. And then Brian's like, we got Luca Bish, and then I was like, I guess I have to watch. I'll just watch the whole season. And I saw 60 episodes. I'm like, oh. But then I was obsessed. And you came in. You had the fucking pace. You had the pace.
Yeah.
Well, I think also because you like actually had the chat, which I think we host podcasts. We're like pseudo comedians. It's like we recognize the chat when the chat is there, and so I think we identified with you.
Yeah, we didn't identify with the guys who were chiseled to fuck, and I'm like, these guys. Were you shaking your head?
Yeah, it only gets you so far, doesn't it?
Well, when you work, it's like when you're Liam and you work out like so much, and like that's your whole identity, and then Davide shows up. Liam's just like, I got nothing. I have nothing.
I have too much fun in my life to work out. Well, it is good. To be fair, I've been going to the boxing gym recently, like getting training for like boxing, but I do feel better after it, but I just can't. I couldn't stand there and lift weights all day and eat the stuff they eat.
Yeah,
that's no life.
I remember Jay told Paige, he was like, 3 things in life that I like: staying fit, eating well, and sleeping. And I was like, run.
Those are all staying fit. That's one thing. That's one thing. Do you have 2 others or?
Yeah.
Well, and then we were talking about like overtaking, whatever, and it was like that when Danica picked you, it was kind of like she overtook in like a part of the track where like you can overtake, and it was just like right in the wall, just like putting into the wall.
She was a late break.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a late break.
Yeah.
So, what do you think your best overtake was?
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. An overtake. I think I overlapped Liam.
Right. You lap Liam like within one lap.
Immediately. They had to pull out the blue flags a lot of times for Liam. But then when Andrew was like, yeah, like Lucas said, he's not even in your top 3. It was like
they cheated.
He
there was
tried
sabotage.
For an aggressive move.
They fucking
just
were
like
slashing your tires.
Honestly, that was kind of a Max Verstappen Perez move when he didn't get out of the way. It's like, mate, get out of the way. Everyone's telling get out of the way. It's like, no, just in denial.
Right.
That you were like Max Verstappen with like half his car hanging off. It didn't even matter. You were gonna get the overtake done.
Right.
I was like, I kept texting Brian. I was like, this guy Luca has the pace.
With the Formula One, Love Island, we're talking about both these things. Which Formula One drivers would make the best Love Island contestants?
It's got to be Leclerc, isn't it? He is like, girls love him.
Okay. This is.
But does he have the chat? You know what I mean?
No,
Like
this is Luca. I'm really disappointed in this answer because he is just so gorgeous, but he doesn't have the Luca Bish chat. Like, there's a lot of gorgeous guys in Love Island, but they don't all have the chat.
I'm trying to think who's got the chat.
My thing is Carlos Sainz is the smoothest.
Yeah, he's sexy Spanish, isn't he?
Right.
And he has the chat.
Well, I think of Daniel Ricciardo as being kind of at the top of the, he's cheeky. He makes
Daniel Ricciardo's got the best chat in Formula One for me.
Yeah,
and he would.
But if you want a bit of, that's a bit like me, got a bit of looks and the chat, then Sainz. Right. But I don't think Sainz has got the pace.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't think Sainz has got the pace?
Not like top 3 yet, is he?
Oh, the literal pace.
You don't think he's literally? You don't think he's literally fast enough?
We're not on a tangent here.
No, this is the meat. This is the meat of the thing.
Right, but what's interesting is he's such a good game player and he's so smart. Like he tied Leclerc in points last year.
Yeah,
and it was just with his mind, and just with his strategy, and just with because he's an operator.
Well, it's like a thing where like Leclerc with Ferrari this year, it's been like they've had so much strategy mess ups, and it's like Leclerc just kind of listens to the Bonos of the world, and it's like, okay, I'll do what you say, and then Sainz is like, no, fuck you, that's a shitty strategy, I'm gonna go do this instead. So it's like I feel like Sainz would make his own game. Yeah,
you definitely need a bit of both. Like sometimes you see Lewis like stay out instead of coming in and things like that, and it pays off. And then sometimes he listens to the team even when he doesn't agree, and then it comes off. And it's quite nice to see when it happens.
Right. Were there times other than like, can you think of like other times with other people on your season where like the producers were trying to make one thing happen and they were like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna go do this instead?
I don't know. Like it all makes sense, right? When you actually are in there and come out, a lot of what happens, it makes sense.
Right.
Is there anything a producer told you to do that you were like, I wish I hadn't fucking done that?
A few little things maybe, but like you also make your own decision. I think at one time, like me and Jax were in the pool and a producer was coming to tell us off because we were talking. There's no microphones in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where we talk a lot of rubbish or go, what about this or that. And a producer just came in. His name's Harry. Really nice guy, to be fair, because they can come in if they want to come in. They're not like just sat dotted around the villa hidden. They've got their own place and they can walk up. And he came in while we were in the pool and he's like, really, like, what are you guys doing? And as soon as he comes, like, Jack. And we just went underwater. I just stayed under and then come back up for some air and then looked at him and then just went straight back down again. And he just was so unhappy. Me and Jax were definitely the biggest rebels in the villa. Like we wouldn't listen to a lot, to be honest.
Sure. Well, that's an interesting thing within like you making that situation with Jax work, given like the kind of like initial kind of pinning. I would imagine that what they were like dying for was for you guys to fucking like hate each other, and then meanwhile you're like making out in the pool basically.
I know. I think everyone expected something to happen, and we're both big characters and would have clashed, but no, we just kind of hit it off.
Well, that's an interesting thing because also I think when it comes to like Formula One stuff, this is what's I think the interesting parallel where like you're just kind of like forced into like this weird marriage with another driver where you're like also competing with them, but then it's also like you have to have this fine line of like making it work, but also having there still needs to be like a set of like boundaries, like you don't go here, this is what we do, we all have to like pay, we all have to abide by these rules.
And you don't want to lose your teammate. You don't want to be, what I've noticed is like the one thing you don't want is to be more into your partner than they are into you, because then you look foolish.
100%.
Right.
And how did you find that line? Because you don't want to be like Andrew where you're like all the way in and Tasha's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I love you. And she's like,
I know, but look at them now.
Yeah.
I think I crossed the line a bit. I think I come across a lot more into Jem than she was to me. What was shown, it was definitely made out to be that way. The outside, you just gain you become yourself again. Like you lose yourself a bit in there, and think everything needs to happen now. When I wish I was a little bit more chilled out than I was. With the feelings and emotions, because it's all intensified in there. But it happens, and you come out and you're like, oh, I look like a right wet white. Like, like you want it. You can't. You're not yourself. I would say in there as much.
So
definitely.
How are you
from the beginning, Luca, to the end one? I think a lot of people can see that.
So you think the guy that walked in there was like you, and the guy that at the end was just. What did you feel sort of, did you see it or did you have like an out of body experience where you're like kind of watching yourself from the outside being like, who the fuck is this guy? Or wasn't until you got home and you saw the clips that you were like,
no, I knew it when I was in there. I knew it was just how you dealt with it. And when the parents came in towards the end, my mum walked out and she was really upset to my dad and saying that's not like, it's not Luca. He seems like he's not himself. Like I don't know if you saw a lot of speaking, but me and my parents didn't speak a lot when they came in. It wasn't the nicest thing for them to see. I don't think the way I was. I'm still recovering. Like I don't feel like 100% Luca.
Because that's something I wanted to talk to you about. Because it seems like when Dami called you fake, that was like that seems like to be like a trigger word for you. That's when you get your back up. Yeah. And like, how do you sort of be yourself, right? Now that you're in the public eye, but also protect yourself. How do you?
Thing is, I'm not Brad Pitt. I think when you come out, you are on a level that, like in the country, in England, you are unbelievably known and everyone knows you. It soon dies out. Like it hasn't yet, but I'm saying it soon dies out, and you're still careful. But I think it doesn't. The thing with Love Island, it doesn't last forever. And when I look at people like Kardashians and all the guys you've got over there and the actors and stuff, I don't know how they do it, how they adjust, because 90% of them come from a normal home or a normal upbringing or background. So then to have that life and that fame, it's crazy.
Right. What kind of stuff do you feel like you're gravitating towards, like, even if it's not like an individual, like, but like in terms of like a general area? I know that you're a big sports fan. Is like, what kind of stuff sports. Do you feel like? Yeah.
I would have like that. Listen, I told you about Instagram. I'm not a model. I'd love to be. Trust me. Like, give me a few like set of heels, and when I'm 6'2", then maybe. But I think more commentating or behind the scenes with like clubs and things like that, or football, soccer. I'm coming out to LA later this month, and just see what doors are open, because I just want to tap into stuff that a lot of other people haven't done. But my thing in life has always just been sport. Ever since I was a kid, all the schools I got sent to, there was classes at, well, you had PE every day, which is like physical education. Yeah. And then I'd always have an after sports club. Like my parents always wanted me to be into sport, and it's always just been ingrained in me. So that's something I can talk about quite well, and that I feel comfortable talking about.
Right. Who's your team for football?
Tottenham, Spurs. Okay. Do you know anyone in there? Do you guys know anyone?
We're not super well versed. I mean, we watched some of the World Cup and was
Harry Kane. Do you know Harry Kane?
Yeah.
He's a big one. Heung-min Son.
I don't know him. Harry Kane had he had the
Harry Kane was in the World Cup, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he had the bad he had the penalty, the bad PK.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
I'm not a soccer guy, but I watched the final and I was like, this is the greatest
final
I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't think any sport compares to a World Cup final. Nothing will ever compare to it. I don't think.
Yeah,
Ever.
and for it to happen the way that it
Abu
happened this
Dhabi
year.
2021 was the craziest.
Yeah, let's
thing.
talk a little bit about that you know, not this past season but the season before.
It was carnage, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Were you apoplectic?
I was fuming.
It's so surreal to hear you say that phrase on a podcast, like to us.
Like actually watching that, it was like we had a team night out, football team night out. What was it about lunchtime here? It started, so we were already out for our soccer do or whatever, and I said we've got to watch it. Like I'm not going anywhere till we watch this. So we were watching it, and I'm thinking, happy days. Like Lewis has got this, few laps to go. And then I don't understand how they even come to the conclusion that Max could go in and pit and then come out behind Lewis, and Lewis didn't. Like if Lewis knew he could pit, he would have pitted and won the race. It made no sense.
As an athlete, as like someone who's into sport, you understand why that's bullshit. But as someone who's been on Love Island and understands how storylines work, you did. You did
right, yeah. Michael Massey was the ultimate fucking heavy-handed producer with that with that final.
He was a bellend, yeah. like for me, it was just so. Like, yeah, Max drove great, but Lewis deserved to win it in the end. Like the way he come back. What race was it that he come back?
Brazil.
That was unreal.
I just think Max is a great driver. He's very fast, but for that season, I just thought it was written in the stars for Lewis to get the 8th and then call it a day.
Yeah, now
because I think he will. I think when he gets that, if he does, I think as soon as he gets that, that's him done.
So
yeah, I mean this upcoming year will hopefully be. I mean, hopefully, what can happen this upcoming year is that Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari can all be at like a similar plane, and we can just have like a 3-way, just kind of like,
you want competition.
Yeah,
like you want competition, and I think the only one that can give it to Max is Lewis in a decent car.
You definitely like competition. You saw Gemma with Davide and you were like, no fucking problem.
Well, okay, so of the Formula One, of the like your castmates of Love Island,
yeah,
who would make the best Formula One drivers?
I don't know. I'm trying to think it. Did you see me race Davide in the pool?
Oh right. Did you beat him?
Yeah.
And he was like talking shit.
Yeah. I said, like, you're not an athlete anymore. You're more like a bodybuilder. He's like, well, I've never seen an athlete like you. I was like, happy days, jump in the pool then. I think the best driver, I think Andrew would be too sensible.
Really? He would be too sensible? Because that's not, he seems like he wouldn't, the way he like does late lunges, the way he lunges in life. But okay.
I think Davide's in cruise control probably as well.
Yep, definitely.
Davide would expect the line, the race line to the finish line to just come to him.
Right.
I could get the finish line like this, no problem.
Like this. I win the race like this.
I think the best driver, without saying myself, obviously, Dami, I reckon he can do it. Yeah.
You think Dami has that killer instinct?
Yeah, Dami's
good. We saw you're famous. The reason you're here. I mean, at least the reason we wanted you to come on the pod. Because the second Casa More happens, he's up on the terrace, and then you said, "Well, he was faster than an F1 car."
Brian, don't you know that it was all Luca's fault? That he was the puppet master.
That's right.
Everybody all. He put a gun to Dami's head and made him kiss 2 girls.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all. Listen, every bloke that they got with a girl there, basically, I told them to do it, and they done it.
Yeah. You just have that power. You're like a wizard.
Yeah,
They have no agency for themselves. They just look into your eyes and they say, "I will do whatever Luca says."
None of them had a choice. They had to, like, as soon as I said, "Oh, good lad," or "Forget her," or whatever.
Jax was real. Jax looked at Jax was like, "Really? I have to get with Cheyenne and Coco?" And Luca was like, "Yes, you must. You have to.
You have to."
That's how it was made out.
Right.
It was carnage.
Like they were so shocked that this blew up in their face when they got back.
Right.
I know. What the hell? What do you mean? Why couldn't I kiss another girl? Like, oh, you're upset?
I can't wait to tell my girlfriend. I'm gonna come to her with this theory that the only way to test our relationship is to just cheat on her relentlessly. It's just
that bit when they were like, "How do I know I really like Paige?" Or I think it was Jack. "How do I really know if I like her?" Like kiss another girl, and I was sat there like.
I guess maybe some of the criticism might have, it's like you had those thoughts. You're like, that's a fucking dumb thing to say. And you didn't say it. Is that because you knew that would make for terrible TV? If you were like, come on, guys, be reasonable. Hey, does anybody have like a book that we can all read and we can all just talk, like start a book club in here?
Do you know what I said to a lot of them? I said, listen, you do what you want to do. Like, if you want to get with another girl, for me, proves whatever you thought you had isn't strong enough. And if you don't want to get with another girl, then don't get with another girl.
Right. No,
I just made comments about the situation, really. I didn't like try and egg anyone.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, all these people are adults that can make their own decisions.
That was a lie. I did try and egg on Andrew because especially after what I said, I thought, Andrew, you got a crack on, mate.
Right.
Right. And that actually made them stronger at the end.
Yeah. All because of me again, the wizard.
Were you wait, Luca, were you actually a secret producer of the show?
No, I wish.
Well, it's an interesting thing. This is just purely like Love Island, but like when there was the whole Snoggery pie, and like there was this thing where you kind of like you came down on Tasha, but like what I have to say is I think a lot of the general public was watching the show and it had a lot of those same frustrations. I know that I did when I was watching it. Yeah.
Things like happening there so fast in the heat of the moment and things like, and I got pied by her, and it was kind of like, I'm so like, that sounds bad, but when someone does something to me, I'm so one of them people that I have to get you back. To be honest, I would have loved to have done Paige for Jax. Just said that one's for Jax.
Right. I think for me at least, like watching it, there was something about like that. It felt like that moment was kind of like, we've said it all, it's all out on the table. And then when you guys were able to like kind of like, have a reconciliation, it kind of felt like it was able to like everyone was, I mean, at least I felt it was like, okay, we're able to like move past this now, because now it's like, it's all been said. It's actually all out there now. And so it's no more like kind of like, I'm holding on to this like secret resentment or secret grudge or whatever. So I think that Matt and I are certainly people like, we're conflict doesn't, conflict doesn't necessarily mean.
Listen, the thing is, there was no resentment or grudge there. I think whenever if you're on the outside world and your boy got treated like that or went through similar things, I know it's not the same. I think you'd all tell your boy, like, wake up, like, come on, what's going on? Right. But in there, I think it's harder to be like that.
Right.
Not be like that or say it in the because these challenges force you for it to come out.
Right.
Like, we can tell Andrew as much as we like, but then when the challenge presents itself and says, right, who do you think's this or what's this? You think, well, I've been thinking all this and I've been saying it to Andrew, and we've been saying it, me and Dammy have been saying it between each other.
Right.
We've got to stick to what we've been saying anyway.
So you mentioned that you're still close with Ekin. You feel like Ekin's like become like a bit of a sister to you. Who else are you staying in touch with and keeping close with from the show?
Dammy, Davide, Andrew, Tasha, India, a lot more now with Dammy. Jax is a big one. Recently just saw him caught up Jax is like, yeah, we're both there for each other. Like, you know what? Coming out the show, I don't think you realise. Like, I was like, no, I need to see my mates who I haven't seen for 8 years. Like, give them the time I've got now. When I get free time, I should spend it with the ones who I haven't seen as much, and who have always been my mates from day one. The thing with mates like that, they're always going to be there for you, no matter what. But they don't understand what some of the things you're going through or the situations you're going through.
Right.
So now, recently, speaking and being around the other islanders has really helped, because there's a lot of situations that everyone's going through. And when speaking to someone about them, it's like, it helps a lot. When my friend from back home, when he's like, mate, you got 1.4 million followers. Like, what's wrong with you? You should just be enjoying your life. I'm like, yeah, it's not as simple as that. Like,
right.
Now they sound like you. It's like they sound like you.
Yeah.
It's like, you're like, Tasha, you found love. Like, you're the bottom three. You know, wake up.
Yeah, well, you know, when sometimes when you catch the car, you're like, okay, well, what the fuck am I doing right now? So
yeah.
let's
wait. I have another thing. I still have
a
a resentment towards Tasha. How come you guys all got like, she got a full Barbie box for her heart race thing, and you guys got $9 outfits? Can you explain that to me?
Yeah, and I look like Willy Wonka.
How did she engineer that for herself?
I don't think she was making it.
I don't think I know. How did she get the most elaborate entrance, and everybody else just got whatever the fuck?
I think because she looked like a Barbie, and they probably just wanted that box. Like, it was just quite a coincidence. Like,
right.
I don't know. Like, it was probably the most easy suiting thing for someone to do, like that.
All right.
I don't know. Like, she does look like a Barbie, I think. Like, I don't know what I look like. Like, I don't know. Maybe you could have done Davide come out as Kem or something. Well, I don't know.
Sure. So wait, you answered which of the girl drivers do you think girl Islanders would make the best F1 drivers?
Ooh.
Who would have the pace? Who would have the ladies?
Danika's got the pace, definitely.
Okay, really?
Yeah, she's got a lot of pace. I don't know who would be like the best driver. Best girl driver.
You don't think Ekin?
I mean,
Ekin.
Yeah.
What a shout! I don't want to go on about her too much, but Ekin.
Hey, we could talk about Ekin for the next 3 hours if you want. I mean, the thing that Ekin did is like because she made her teammates look bad. Like, she just, whenever a guy ended up with her that wasn't Davide, I'm like, this guy's fucked. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, she just chewed up her teammates and spat him out.
Right.
Because the thing is,
Jay came in. Well, he thought he had the pace. He was like, I can keep up the pace with that. And it was like, oh no,
absolutely not. Like,
you're getting lapped.
Jay,
she's on pole, and you're out in Q1.
Jay came in and put it on pole. Like, he looked like, I was like, oh, this is a bombshell. And then 30 seconds with Ekin, and he was like, oh, yeah, I was on the terrace. I'm really sorry about that. He's like, what the fuck he's crawling on his hands and knees. I'm like, what the fuck? She reduced him to rubble in 5 seconds. It's what, Alonso did to all his teammates. He's, it's called like the Van Dorn effect. It's like Alonso beat Stoffel Van Dorn by so much that he just was out of F1. It was just same thing with Gemma and Liam. I was like Gemma and Liam, it was just, this guy's dead. It's over for him. Gemma has too much pace.
He's got to,
Love Island, baby.
So wait, if you had to get, you've got the tattoos and the ink. If you had to get a tattoo of a Formula One driver, who would it be?
Oh, what present?
Anytime,
anytime.
Whenever, any era.
Senna. It's got to be Senna, isn't it?
Yep.
And anyone that I spoke to about Senna is like best driver ever.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to ask you about some of your tattoos, by the way.
Yeah.
Einstein. Tell me about him. What
do you think? what he means to me. It means
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's not an uncle or anything. No.
But he's permanently on your body.
He just for a laugh, he just put Einstein like.
I don't know. It fits really well with the shoulder. So,
So if Gandhi fit a little bit better on the shoulder, would you have gotten him?
Yeah, probably. Gandhi's a hero as well, isn't he?
Okay.
Is Amy Winehouse the English connection as well?
Got some tunes. Nah, she's just got a good voice.
Yeah.
I wanted Whitney, but it didn't work in there. So
Right.
it was like,
Okay.
Amy will do. Like,
Amy
she's
will do.
an icon.
You know what's so funny is like you expect everyone, like most people who talk about tattoos, they're like, this one really means like this, like, you know, they have like a real.
Yeah, no,
But
not really.
You're not precious with the tattoos.
No, I'm like a colouring in book.
What do you think of Lewis's ink? And I think Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis are the only two drivers that have any like any ink going on.
Yeah, Lewis is just cool. I like him the way he dresses, the way he turns up, brings his dog with him.
Mm-hmm.
What's his dog's name?
Roscoe.
Yeah.
And it has his own. He has his own Instagram account.
He models.
How many followers has that got?
Like 800,000 or something like
that. Yeah.
Lewis
on me, Rosso.
You got to call your people and be like, hey, if Lewis's fucking dog gets more followers than me, you're all fine. But did you know that Lewis froze his dog's sperm?
He wants he wants more Roscoe's,
but he had to neuter.
You can clone. I think you can clone them. You know.
Yeah. It's a little bit for that, or like.
But he wants to breed him. He wants to breed him.
You can clone horses now. So.
Yeah.
It's a weird world we live in.
So I just have a question. So when you're at Love Island, like what percentage of your life isn't on camera?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a 24-hour day. Obviously, you sleep 8 hours.
Right.
You get lunch and dinner. So say 12 hours of your day is gone on what they can't show. And then there's like maybe 2 hours of the girls getting ready, which no one wants to see. And the boys are doing not a lot in that time. So then that's 14 hours. So you've got about 10 hours. You probably see you literally see like 10%. 10%. Well, how many hours did I say? So you got about 8 hours. You see less than 10%.
Right, yeah, but the actual time that you're not either sleeping, you know, getting ready or going to so most of your not boring time is being filmed.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have that day off, right? You have like there's one day a week. It's not filmed, right?
Yeah, it's the worst day ever.
Yeah, you
why
can't like
talk,
right?
You can't talk.
You can talk, but like of which you know nothing on the outside that's going on. What is there to talk about than other the villa? It's like we already know everyone's mum's names, right? We already know what you do for a living. We already know it's like right. So what can we talk about?
And so like didn't you? So I heard that on another podcast that you found out that Andrew like stabbed you in the back, and then you couldn't talk to anyone about it.
Yeah, a day later.
For a whole day.
Yeah.
So
I lost. If they would have had some brilliant drama if they let me go in that evening, but no, make it work. It was like,
so they actually gave you time to cool off.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Right. It's like there's an incident.
Hey, you came in pretty hot anyway, so
yeah, you got the job. You got the job done.
You're like, I would have really been mad. I was like, you look pretty mad actually. So,
yeah. So you mentioned Senna in terms of getting back a little bit to Formula One. In terms of like your like eras, like how like. When did you like who was killing it when you kind of first got into F1? Like who was top dog?
Hamilton.
It's been Hamilton the whole time. Yeah.
Jenson Button had a season, I think, the first one. And what was it? Was it Raikkonen? No,
Yeah,
it
Raikkonen
can't have
got in
been.
there for a second.
Raikkonen in he won in 07 when Hamilton and Alonso were duking it out in McLaren, and he kind
Yeah,
of squeaked in there.
yeah. I think they were the first kind of people. Jenson Button, Schumacher came back for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Didn't do loads, did he? Didn't.
No. He got
No.
he got dusted by Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg was big when I was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was
Well,
him and Hamilton had a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Huge-
in 2016, and they were
And-
like childhood best friends. They were on the same car. They were on the same karting team when they were like 13.
Yeah, they came up together.
Wow.
They came up together, and then it was just so much built up animosity that it just boiled over. That season.
So, do you have any? So how do you? So what are you trying to do to stay grounded? Like to ground yourself?
Grounded. I think I'm pretty grounded anyway.
No. I mean, like, but you said like now that
like amongst all the craziness of post Love Island and figuring
Yeah.
out like navigating this time, like what's keeping you?
I think holding on that I'm coming to America next month.
right.
All I've heard is good things. All I've heard is really good things.
You've
about
never
America
been to the United States before?
New York for Christmas.
Okay.
And that's it, I think. Canada, I've done a lot of Canada.
Mhm.
That's amazing. But USA, no.
And you said
Go on.
you said you're coming to LA?
LA.
Mm-hmm. Matt lives in LA. I was just out there for a couple of months.
Yeah, I probably won't sleep, but
well, you actually, if you're in New York, I would say you're definitely not going to sleep. LA, you might
Really?
sleep a little.
Things shut down.
I mean, if you're going to like if you're going to like a house party or something, but if you're going to like clubs and stuff, it all kind of shuts down at like 1 or 2. Whereas New York, you can like be out till like 10 in the morning. And,
wow. Or Vegas.
Or Vegas. Yeah, of course. That Grand Prix next year is going to be wild.
Yeah, unbelievable. I want to do that. There's a lot of things that instead of sitting still, I've got some exciting things that will come up soon. That people will see. I'll be back on telly, I think, pretty soon.
Anything you could tell us about?
Oh, I'd get so much shit. Not really, no.
Yeah.
Hopefully something really big as well in the sports world. But I just want to listen, if I'm here now, I'd rather do something that makes me stay here than have done it and not enjoyed it, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would rather be known for doing something really well or get to a certain level. I would rather be known than have been known and sorted off. Do you know what I mean? So I do want to make it work. Yeah, 100%.
So you're trying to pivot to something that you can continuously do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's. I mean, Matt. I'm an actor. Matt's a screenwriter. We both have had like successes. Moderate success. We've both been able to like make a somewhat of a living doing those things.
Yeah.
But they're so kind of up and down, all this stuff, and then this podcast and this kind of like consistent thing that we can just put our effort in, and then we get things in return, and it's this thing, and it's given both of us just like so much direction and kind of like
I think it's just finding that one thing or that niche or being on something or thing just to make you your own personal, or put you down a certain path. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know that Chris from season 3, I believe, he does like horse racing kind of stuff. He does a bunch of stuff.
He does well.
Yeah. I know that he does that.
Luca, do you see like a Martin Brundle doing a grid walk, and you're like, I could do that?
A grid walk? What's a grid walk?
You don't know?
It's like before the race when Martin Brundle's kind of before
going up to.
I don't know. You wouldn't want to do that.
He has some great one-liners. He does as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has great comebacks.
And
but I I want you to see you go up. I think you would be really good. You could go up to each person and be like, "Hey, can I pull you for a chat?" And then you interview.
Yeah.
I think I'd get more luck, hopefully, than mine, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
But then, to be fair, when he gets rejected, he gives it back.
Yes.
Oh, it's the best.
It's the best. He's
It's
the goat
so
at that.
good.
Well, I think maybe we should. Anything else about it? We wanted to maybe do our rapid fire and then.
Is there anything else that you're dying to get off your chest? I want this to be the Luca
anything
Bish.
you want to. Anything you want to ask me, ask me.
Well, you know what everyone wants to ask you about.
Well, yeah. I feel curious about the you and Jam and the ending of you guys and what's going on with that. But it's okay if you don't want to talk about that.
No, it's fine. Obviously, everyone knows we broke up.
Right.
I think it was there for the whole world to see. I don't listen, I've kept it private what happened and what's gone on and things like that. And I'd rather keep that sort of thing private. But
is it hard for you to imagine getting back in the dating pool, given it? How does somebody?
What? I haven't even thought. I just want to focus on myself now. So with girls and things like that, if someone bumps into me or whatever down the road, then it happens. But I literally I speak to some of the boys and they're like, "Oh, I'm messaging this, messaging." I haven't messaged anyone. It's probably why I get so bored.
No, I think that's healthy.
Hey, Luca, probably no one in your DMs right now.
Yeah. But no, but it speaks. I think it speaks to a degree of your own self-control in a way. I think that I in my own I'm sure it's not for a lack of opportunity. It's the fact that you understand what you need right now. I feel like in times where I've gone through breakups, usually it's typically I take a definitely a period of I can't be with anyone.
Some people go the other way and they go on a spree, and I think it shows a great deal of
a lot of my mates tell me it's the best time to be single in your life. Enjoy yourself.
Sure.
But I'm just taking the time for me to focus on me, and I think for me right now, my career and me focusing on what I want to try and do is more important than trying to get the next one right now.
Right. Well, you're in development time. You're working. You're in the wind tunnel. You're getting your stuff right. You're getting your arrow right. You're working. You're doing winter testing, and so that the next time you're on track, you got the even more pace than you even had before.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly
Luca,
that.
I wish I am so inspired by your ability to bounce back. It's really, and I think, and you know what? I think, I think your fans are going to be inspired too, because I mean, if you to sort of have something like that happen on a public stage, the way you've held, and with the break-in and the fame, and it's honestly, it sounded like Love Island, and you wake up, you have the glasses. It's honestly, it sounds like a dystopia.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's nice to see obviously with the breaking and things, it's nice to see who's there and who's not, because it makes you realize again who you want in your life.
Right.
Was there a bit of because this is crazy, because I mean normal people go through this, not that you're not normal, but non-famous people go through this, where you have mutual friends and a breakup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you break up, and then you're like, wait a minute, she got all the friends? This is bullshit. They were my friends. Is that happened at all with the Islanders?
No, not really. I think now I've just got more time to see them, and especially after the break-in and break up as well, realised how a lot of them are there for me, and I can't be more grateful for how they actually have been, and they've helped me a lot with with the break in, not break up, break in, and things like that. A lot of people are there for me, and I can't be more grateful. And it's like I said, it's also nice to see the ones that weren't, because then it's right, I don't need to waste my time with you anymore.
Right.
It's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that feels like, I mean, it's such a unique experience of what you guys go through, and in a way where, like, in anytime you go through some type of like intense, like quick, like little crucible of an experience that, like, that I think that Love Island is. I think that there's, I mean, that's something that I at least like about the show, as opposed to some other reality television stuff where you're like, do any of these people even fuck with each other? Do any of these people even like act, or like, or does, like, do these couples ever go on and like, do any of these things like even work out? And I think, like, I've seen, like a bunch of like, I know, like, Kem and Chris from season 3 are like still fucking seemingly like friends to this day. And it was like a thing where I was like, when I was watching, I was like, yeah, they like, I fuck with these two guys, and they're still close. I think it's a
it's
cool
nice.
part about Love Island.
So was with being, so you say, you're with her for 6 months, and it's so funny watching Ekin be like, Davide, like, you won't open up to me. And he's like, it's been 4 days. Like,
right. Okay, should we do our rapid fire?
Yes.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do rapid fire, and then we're gonna send you on your way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we got a rapid fire. This is also from some of our fans and your fans that have written in. Okay, so we got Snog, Marry, Pie.
Max, Charles, or Lewis?
Pie, Max. Snog, Charles, marry Lewis.
Snog, Marry, Pie. Toto Wolff, Christian Horner, Gunter Steiner.
I'd Pie. Pie, Christian Horner. Is it
Christian? Christian, yeah.
Christian Horner. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. He's a nice guy. I did meet him. I think he's happy with Jerry anyway. So
yeah. He doesn't. Yeah.
Then I'd Snog. I don't know how to say his name. Haas team leader.
Gunter.
Yeah, and then Toto Wolff, I'm marrying all day long.
Sure.
What a man.
He would be wouldn't he be a great
class about him?
He'd be the ultimate bombshell.
Do you think
I
he
would
could
have left Gemma for him?
Oh my God. I think he could have won Love Island.
He definitely could have won Love Island.
He's cool. He's so cool.
Yeah. Paddock Pass or Night in the Hideaway?
Paddock what?
Paddock Pass or Night in the Hideaway?
Paddock Pass.
Okay.
They're about $6,000 a pop.
Night in the Hideaway. They give you those like shitty Amazon toys. It's like
I can go spend 50 quid and make my bedroom the Hideaway.
Yeah,
so I'll take the Paddock Pass all day long.
Beanbag or daybed?
I slept in the daybed, so I'm gonna have to say daybed.
Ian Sterling or Martin Brundle?
Ian Sterling.
Okay. Get called the wrong.
I have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
Get called the wrong name on TV or in bed?
On TV. If it was in the bedroom, that's just different. Oh. You would have seen me go to the daybed in the night if that happened.
Right. Yeah. Ibiza or Monaco?
Ibiza.
Got a text or lights out and away we go?
Lights out and away we go.
All right.
Liar or actress?
You're a liar, actress, got the fuck out. I think liar. I think it's just a shorter.
Mm-hmm. I think
that just about does it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the pod, for being as open as you were.
Yeah,
and
really appreciate it.
And if we see you in hopefully we'll be at all the races in America this year at least. So
I'll make one of them.
If you make your way to any of them, hopefully we can we can meet up at the actual race, and hopefully we have some
get a Paddock Pass. I'll be there.
Hopefully we'll have some hookups this year. So that'll maybe we'll see.
I'm sure we will.
My British girlfriend has never thought I was so cool, so I really appreciate that. She this is gonna be the only episode that she ever listens to. So
a lot of our friends, this will be the only episodes that a lot of people that I know only listen to. Yeah. So shout out to Blair. Shout out to Caroline, because they're listening now.
Yeah. Really appreciate it, Luca.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I appreciate having me.
Is there anything you want to plug?
I'll be back on some big screens in the UK.
Oh, fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. I'm getting my VPN ready to go.
Post Love Island, Christmas, there was a bit of work, but not loads. But, I'm quite picky anyway, to be fair. I think brands hate me now. But after literally January just gone, it's like, wow, like, yes, take this, yes. Like, it's the busiest I've ever been. I was saying just literally after January and just coming up to Christmas, the opportunities and jobs that I've had present themselves it's been incredible. So it's exciting. This will be like the biggest year of my life, I'd imagine.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're gonna be.
Well, I'm telling you, it'll be the biggest year of my life.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Manifest.
And we'll have more followers than Roscoe.
Yeah. I checked. It's only at 700,000. So you've got some time. You got some time. You got a 12-second gap, and hopefully Latifi doesn't go into the wall. Michael Massey fucking lets the people unlap cars can unlap themselves, and Roscoe fucking takes the championship and steals from you.
We'll be clear of Roscoe by then.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, amazing.
We like to end every episode with goodbye Vankas. So which is what
Gunter Steiner said. We look like a bunch of fucking Vankas on Drive to Survive. I actually have one of our fans made us a Vanker. We call ourselves the Vanker Nation.
Okay.
So if you could honor us with a goodbye Vankas.
Goodbye Vankers.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye, Vanker.
See you later, Vankas.
Ciao.
Love Island, baby.
Love Island, baby.